Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Weekly Wellness, hosted by Great Falls College, MSU Office of Student Engagement, and Healthy Colleges of Montana. This week, all we need is a pillow for you to sit on if you'd like, and your favorite journal and writing utensil, a notebook, or even just a pad of paper will work just as well. So go ahead and grab your things, come on back to the video when you're ready, and we'll get started. So you can go ahead and set your journal and your pen off to the side for right now. And we'll start in a seated position, just nice and easy, whatever feels the most comfortable to you. If you want to have your legs crossed while you're sitting on your pillow. If that doesn't feel good, you can bring your knees out and have the feet flat on the floor. Just finding a place where you can really sit up from the bottom of your sits bones and really erect through the head, the crown of the head. A nice straight spine. So whatever feels comfortable for you and your hips. You can even get extra pillows and pad them under your knees as well. This week we're going to focus on just settling in. It's our second week of taking classes virtually. Maybe some of the dust has started to settle. We've started to find ourselves into somewhat of a routine. Strange is beginning to feel a little bit normal, though we still have a little bit of a journey to go. So we're just going to start to settle back into who we are and what is normal within us. And by normal, I just mean what are our natural rhythms that make us feel grounded after such chaos and upsetment. So find your space of comfort, whatever feels most comfortable in a seated position to you. And if you don't have the time or leaving your workspace, just bring your the soles of your feet down to the floor if you're sitting at your desk, and just plant your feet right on the floor. So a lot of options there. So gently closing your eyes and just begin to rock back and forth in your seated position. Just becoming curious about your center of gravity here. You can sway side to side. We've sort of been forced to sway side to side and moving front to back and all over with our routines and our responsibilities. And so we're just playing with the ability of being able to move from our center and then coming back to it. So coming back into a space of stillness, rooting into those sits bones and lifting up through the spine, through the crown of the head. Maybe drawing the belly in towards spine so we're not curving outward or curving inward, but bringing the navel towards the spine allows us to engage our core a little bit and to bring ourselves up through the crown. From here, take a nice deep breath in, filling the belly, let it expand. And exhale, release. It might feel really good to sigh here. So inhale, bringing the breath into the belly. You can bring your hand to the belly to really feel it expand if you'd like. And then open the mouth, sigh it out. And one more. Inhale, open up through the belly. Feel the chest expand and open. Maybe bring a smile to the face. And exhale, sigh it out. It's been such a long journey this week. Letting go with each sigh. All that's been frustrating and challenging. And let's do 3 more breaths here. Inhale into the belly. Sigh it out. Inhale into the belly. Sigh it out. And last time, inhale into the belly. Really go for the sigh here. Let it all go. Just pause in stillness here. Just noticing what's going on in your body. Notice what's going on around you. Maybe you feel cool or warm air on the parts of the body that are exposed, the skin. Noticing with each gentle breath the clothing on the body. Noticing areas in the body that are clenched tight. Areas of the body that are loose and fluid. One more gentle breath in. And let it go as we open the eyes. So inhale, bring those shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, bring the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, let them go. And inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, ears, make some space from the earlobes and the shoulders by lifting up through the crown of the head. We'll release the wrists a little bit here so eyes can come open and just begin to wiggle the wrists around, the hands, back and forth. Then bring them frontward and just begin to flap them. Breathing here, playing around, maybe going a little bit slower and then speeding up a little bit and slowing it down and speeding up. And then sending the hands towards yourself. Just flap them. This is nice. Give yourself a little bit of a breeze here. Just releasing through the wrists from all the typing, all the movement with the mouse. And coming back to stillness, bringing the elbows out to the side, the arms out to the side. Elbows can come in towards the ribs. And just begin to flap the arms or the wrists. You can do the arms too if that feels good. And I know this is going to feel super silly. If you have kids at home, get them involved with this as well. Just have a little fun. We're so serious with the work we're doing, with setting up our classes and getting our work done on a schedule. And that's all good. But we've got to be able to unwind from that as well to be able to go back to it with a clear and focused mind. So then go ahead, bring the wrist towards the self. Give yourself a little breeze again. Whew. And close the eyes here if you'd like. And then release from that and just go ahead. And now bring the elbows into it. Just go ahead and move the elbows one way while the wrists are moving. And the other direction. Just letting things be. And then bring it up to the shoulders. Just release. Let all that go. You might hear some crunchiness in those shoulders and those shoulder blades. Reverse to get the shoulders in one more time. And then come on to stillness. Hands can just lay gently on the thighs or the knees. Just close your eyes. Let your breath be gentle and soft. And just notice how the arms feel. And maybe meditate on the idea that our ideas have to pass from our mind down through our arms, down through our hands in order to complete our assignments. So maybe just meditating on the importance of the mind-hand connection. And to continue that, eyes can come open and bring the palms facing upward. And just take a few moments here to just kind of look at your hands. Maybe draw the fingertips of the opposite hand to gently trace each finger. Maybe you notice the patterns of the lines on your hand. You're just noticing and honoring. You can switch hands. Just becoming mindful, just using this as a moment, a tool to pause from the busyness, pause from the uncertainty, to get grounded in our bodies and recreate that pathway, strengthen that pathway from our minds all the way down to the rest of our body. And particularly as students and as educators, connecting the fact that our hands are doing so much of our work for us right now. So just giving them a little bit of attention. And we can bring them together and just rub them together, bringing some heat, some energy. Breathing here. And then letting them go. Palms open, resting on the knees. Closing the eyes. Maybe noticing the openness of the palms. Maybe using this as a moment of invitation. Away from our to-do list, away from our schedulers and planners. And what is it that we want to invite into our life? Using the open palms as a metaphor. If you need more about what a metaphor is, you can take my Lit 110 class. But for now, let's look at the open palms as just a metaphor, a tool to bring in a reality. A way to think about something abstract a little bit more concretely. What is it that we want our open palms to be filled with? Are we feeling lonely and want to bring in a space of connection with others? Are we feeling desperate because we can't go out and access the things that we need to feel stable in life? Do we need to invite a little bit of peace around that sense of desperation? Are we feeling a little bit too comfortable with being closed in? Do we need to invite a sense of empathy for those who aren't as peaceful and as stable and taken care of in these times? Just things to consider. Food for thought. Take a nice deep breath in. Go ahead and exhale. Let's draw the palms down to the knees. Just bringing a little bit of energy flow to our hips. So just begin to do small circles. Inhaling as we open up through the chest. And exhale as we move back, maybe curving at the spine. And moving through. Inhale as we come forward and exhale as we round back. Using the hands on the knees as a little bit of leverage. Rooting down in the sits bones. Just stirring up the energy from sitting. And the next time you're forward, let's pause. We'll come back up straight. And then release the legs. Go ahead and shake them out a little bit. And then refold them with the opposite foot on top. So for me, naturally, I fold my right foot in front. I'm going to fold my left foot in front this time. Sometimes called the wonky way. And then we'll send our circles in the opposite direction. Inhaling as we move forward and exhale as we curve back. Maybe closing the eyes here. Moving with your breath. These small, gentle movements are just meant to bring a little bit of space into our day, a moment of pause, away from the to-dos. And the focus isn't here on accomplishment, it's simply on observing the body so that we can better take care of ourselves. And the better we can take care of ourselves, the better and more equipped we are able to take care of others. So one more circle wherever you are. The next time you come around through center, we'll send our heads upward, taking a moment here to reconnect with our breath. I know I say that a lot, but it's the one natural thing that happens that keeps us alive, that we can maybe pause and control and observe. So just noticing where in the body you're breathing, noticing the force or permission you're giving to your breath. And then wherever you are, your eyes can stay closed for this next final part if you'd like, and you can just listen to my voice, or you can go ahead and get your journal now. But I'd like to invite you, especially in these times, to really just record a little bit of your experience. And as we began together, life is starting to kind of settle into our new normal, at least for right now. Some of the dust has started to settle. We've maybe gotten our schedule or our routines down a little bit. Or maybe we're still working on them, and that's okay too. But I'd like to invite you to take a new page in your journal and just write down a few thoughts, maybe starting at the top of a new page, just writing the question, how am I loving myself? And then just let your thoughts flow without judgment. I'm not going to ask you to share these next week. Just for yourself, commenting, writing down, recording, how are you caring for yourself this week? Is it by taking the time to watch this video and breathe? Is it by, well, I'll leave that up to you. How are you loving yourself? Loving doesn't necessarily have to mean shutting other people out, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean giving all your time to others. What are the ways that you feel reconnected to yourself? How are you loving and caring for yourself? If love is too abstract for you, maybe think of the word nurture. How are you nurturing yourself this week? Go ahead and record that now or in your own time. And if you'd like, you're more than welcome to share your responses if you feel moved to in the comments below the video. Thank you so much for taking the moment to nurture yourself here. And I can't wait to hear about all the other ways that you're nurturing yourself. I'll share one with you. I have taken, I've been doing this before, but I've been noticing it more, that every morning when I wake up, I like to make sure before I sit down and start my work to get outside for a moment, just to breathe in some fresh air, just so that I'm connecting with the natural world before I come in and really get centered. That used to be easier when I would drive to campus, because I would get out of my car and take in a few breaths before I went up into my office for the day. And then taking a few breaths once I left my office. Now it's not so easy as that, or not so natural. So now I just make it a point today before I start my work to get a few moments of fresh air outside. So that's one way that I've been nurturing myself. If you feel moved to share, awesome. Otherwise, make sure you share with yourself and record that so that you can look back at it throughout the weeks as we go along. Be well, everyone. Take care of yourself this week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.